My name is Janine Brower. I'm one of the physical therapists at Lincoln Developmental Center. And today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about helping your child to stand in the home. Now, we've talked in other videos about how important it is to be up for health, to not be lying down all the time. Because if you lie down all the time, it's bad for your heart, bad for your lungs, bad for your muscles, bad for your bones. It's bad for your digestion. It's even bad for social engagement, right? Because you're not speaking to people or engaging with people when you're lying down. So we want to be up for health. And when your child's in school, chances are they're probably using special equipment to stand, and that supports them. But you might not have this at home. But there might be other pieces of furniture or items at home that could help you to help your child stand, especially if your child has a weakness in the legs and is not able to totally support themselves standing. So let's talk about that. First off, you need to look at your child's height and look around your house, survey your house to see what location would work best for your child to stand. You would like the surface where your child stands to be somewhere around waist or hip or chest length, somewhere in this range, okay? Because what your child will be doing if they can't stand fully with the strength of their legs is they're going to be leaning forward on something, on a piece of furniture, on a table, on a couch, something, and they can lean on their arms, or if need be, their whole upper body can be leaning on it. So let's take a look. If it was me, let's pretend I'm the student. Let's look at this table. This would be pretty low for me. If I was to lean forward on it, wow, my legs are bent. I'm just not able to stand tall like we want. So this table would not be a good surface for me to stand at. However, if I look in the kitchen and I look at the counter, this is taller, most kitchen counters are. This meets me a little higher. And if I lean forward on it, I can still straighten my legs all the way. So the counter is a great place for me as a student to work on standing. Let the counter take some of my weight. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about how to get up into standing. What you would want to do is position your child's wheelchair or whatever chair they're going to be sitting in facing the surface where they're going to be leaning. So in my case, I've got a kitchen chair, and you want to have their hips forward in the chair on the edge of the seat. So I'm going to go ahead and scooch my hips there. You might need to help your child do this. You want a few inches between your child's knees and, if there's a wall there, the wall. If you're on a table, you don't have to worry about that. But you do want a little space there because you're going to be leaning forward, okay? All right, now let's go ahead and talk through how to get up. And for this, I have a couple helpers that are going to show this because it might be that two people will be needed to help. So I have my husband, Randy, and my son, Paul, that are helping out to demonstrate this today. So if you need two people to help, and I would highly advise that because it's less stress if you have two people doing the work, you would have one on each side, okay? And the first question is, where do you hold the person, right? How do you help them? And one option is always to hold the upper arm. Now, I would say that if your child has any history of bone issues, osteoporosis, osteopenia, brittle bones, if you've heard any of those terms associated with your child, or if your child has low bone density, or if there's precautions regarding stress on the bones, then please don't be using a hold on the arm because that is risky for the bone here in the arm. But if you are not aware of that sort of issue for your child, then it's likely okay to be giving support there at the arm, okay? So in our case, we're going to be assuming that that's okay, and we'll give support at the arm, and we'll give support actually at the pants, which sounds a little unorthodox, but it's okay if you're wearing sturdy pants. In my case, I'm wearing jeans, good sturdy material. You don't want to hold the belt loop because that could tear off. If it's a flimsy, thin material, don't grab that. But if it's a sturdy material, that's fine. All right, so we're going to talk you through this. So gentlemen, you can take your place on each side. You want the student's arms to be on the surface they're going to, particularly if you've got a visual impairment. It's nice to know where you're going. So let your students feel the counter or the table where they're going. And that way they can also use their arms to support themselves when they go up. You want good communication. You want the student to know when they're going up. Each caregiver needs to know when the movement is going to happen. This is for safety. So you want to go on the count of three. Talk to each other, find out if you're going on three or on the count after three. So in our case, we're going to go on three, okay? You also want to make sure you're using good body mechanics. So make sure you're putting some bend in your knees, a little bit of a squat so that you're not bending at the back. So Paul, I'm going to have you bend a little bit more. There you go. Perfect. All right. And you want to help the person bend forward. Okay. I'm going to go back a little bit, gentlemen. If I'm back like this, it's really hard to get up. You can try it yourself sometime at home. It's really hard to stand if you're leaning back. However, if your weight is shifted forward, then your bottom will gradually, naturally come up. So we're going to do a lot of forward weight shift as we come up. Okay. I think we're about ready. We're going to do a count of 3. On each count, we're going to rise a little bit up from the chair. And on 3, we're going to rise all the way up. Oh, and one other thing, my feet need to be almost underneath the chair, knees fully bent. So I just did that. All right, let's do it. And 1, 2, 3. All right, and I am up. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Appreciate the help. Now, as you can see, I am leaning forward, and the counter is helping me take some of my weight. My legs are able to take as much weight as I am able to put there. If the counter seems, or the table, whatever surface you're on, seems hard, feel free to use a pillow for some cushioning under the elbows, or maybe your child is even leaning all the way forward like this, and that's totally fine. The pillow can help cushion there too. I would totally do something with your child while they're here to help them be engaged, be social. You can talk to them, sing to them, give them a favorite toy to occupy themselves with, or bring a laptop or a tablet there so they can engage in their favorite video, or maybe Google Classroom. So definitely give them something that's motivating for them to do while they're up and standing. I wouldn't leave them here. Make sure you're providing supervision so that you can help them stay safe, and so that when they let you know that they've stood enough, that they're getting tired, that you can help them move back into their seat. All right, so standing at the counter is one place that you can help your child stand at home. Another place that might be helpful for your child to work on standing is in the living room with a couch. If your child is shorter than me, perhaps the front of the couch, they could stay on the floor and lean forward on the seat. And that might work well. Or perhaps if your child is taller, they could actually be at the back of the couch. They could stand behind the couch and lean forward over the back of the couch and lean on that. And you could be helping them. This is still a little bit low for me, but with someone who's a little bit shorter than me, this might be about the right height. And depending on how your room is positioned, maybe they could even watch TV at this time. Lots of options. Here's another option for helping your child stand at home: the bed. Leaning forward on the hands, whole body. Again, I'm too tall for this situation because if I straighten my legs all the way, it's not hitting me at the right spot, right? But for your child who might be shorter than me, this might be a good option, a good place to stand. Thanks for looking with me today at all the different places in your house that might be good options to help your child when you're working on standing at home. I hope this encourages you to be creative, to look around, survey your house, try different things. Don't be discouraged if the first thing you try doesn't work. Please just keep looking and try different situations, because I'm sure there's something that will work for you and your child. Please contact your child's teacher or therapist if you have any questions. They'd love to help you problem solve. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.